We now turn our attention once again to Micromax for their second of 3 races here under the fantastic sun here at Wackersdorf. So Micromax, the grid is as follows. Leading the way from pole position will be Maximilian Pilch in the 11, followed by Gabriel Hoffmann, number 95. Kenyon Washington in the 14 and 31 of Noah Janssen complete the top 2 rows. Mexico in the 55 will have Niklas Kasam in the number 12 alongside. Tom Heger in the 88 and 83 of Marlon Di Salvo rounds out top 8 positions with Alexander Klugel 80, Oli Glan in the number 80 completing the top 10. Also the number 50 of these racing's Martin Günther with Christos Malakos in the 27 and Leopold Joule in the number 13 So with all 3 races today and the races tomorrow for Micro and Max, each race will be 9 minutes in length plus an additional lap accordingly. As the drivers now on their official formation lap. Just to icing lap gives them an opportunity to see where the grip of the circuit, but then also on the formation lap they're able to do the same thing. As now the start formation is getting pretty much underway. A very good control there from both Ian Pilch and Gabriel Hoffmann. They go through the turn 9-10 chicane. And it is about how they react to the start. Just a few moments time. Red light signalled on the starting gantry for the second and penultimate race for Micromax today here at Wackersdorf. So Pilch and Hoffmann will control the pace. They go through the final couple of corners. They'll head to now. And they do need to get that action started very, very quickly through into turns 13, now into 14. Micromax drivers will split. They now start to accelerate. They head into tram lines. Revs right. Lights out, let's go racing. Good start once again from Maximilian Pitt as towards the inside of Gabriel Hoffmann is Kenyon Washington, who now gets up into second place and he nearly challenged for the lead. And it's nearly 3 abreast going into as there's a couple of contact. I think Kenyon Washington tap on the right rear as they're all tripping over each other towards the back of the field. As now there has been a change for the lead. Maximilian Pilch has lost out on the lead through turn number 6. Whether that is leading the way, I think once again that would be, well this time, it is the 95 of Gabriel Hoffmann. So a good job from Denise Racing for Kenyon Washington is in 3rd place, just ahead of Noah Janssen in 31. The 88 of Tom Heger. Oh, massive drama there for the 50 for Maxime Becker. I think there was contact with him and somebody else coming out of turn 11 and through into turn 12, the 55 pitch space. And the front fairing touches the plastic bats on the outside of the corner as Kenyon Washington being pressurised by Janssen, but the number 14 still able to react to pressure, but this is allowing Tom Heger to climb. Looks like Niklas Kasahino, I believe, is trying to battle his way into the top 6 and might have made this. Noah Janssen goes up the inside of Kenyon Washington, who instantly switch back and gets past the 31 through the exit of turn number 6. So top 5 now being very, very much packed as Tom Heger looking up the inside of Norwegian up into turn number 11. And Janssen takes the looks like Pedro took a wide line coming through. He's going to outside of the 31 going through turn 12. Gets a good run coming out of the, but then Janssen is quickly there. And so T8 can't have enough time to respond and try and go to the right-hand side to try and overtake. Lap 2 completed. Pilch leads. Hoffmann just behind as they go through turn 3. Hoffmann looks towards the inside of the number 11 from C4 Racing, gets up the inside, now takes through turn 4. This is allowing Kenyon Washington to close slightly as the top have started to break away from Noah Janssen and Peja. Fastest lap of the race so far, Kenyon Washington on that last lap around the first drive of this field in this race to go under the 59-second barrier as Maximilian Pilch try to go up the inside through turn 9 on Gabriel Hopp. This is allowing Washington the opportunity as now up the inside to change for the lead as back through goes Maximilian Pilch as this time Washington the inside of Hoffman. The pair nearly clash wheel. Washington gets the move done and sidebar between Noah Janssen and Tom Hedger just kind of turn 12, but the 31 stays in front. Oh, there was a bit of stickiness going from the back end, and that was either Washington or Hoffman. Two teammates side by side through to 3, and Washington gets through. That was very, very close indeed. So Washington stays ahead of man. Great battling between the pair as now Casino has got past Noah Janssen. Up 5th place goes the points leader. Whilst the two teammates battling over 2nd and respectively are doing so, they're allowing Maximilian Pilch to get away. Casino takes the quickest of glances and takes another one to left shoulder to see where Noah Janssen is. He's breathing right down the back of the number 2 exhaust pipe. Pilch, even though he is leading, is not away. So Maxime Becker enters the fastest lap of the race so far, the number 5 who had that incident a little bit earlier. Rounding out the 13. As it gets a little bit between the top 3 is Ollie Glan, now putting the fastest lap of the race. As he's currently in 7th position, as again the battle for 2nd and 3rd still way on between Washington and Hoffman, but Hoffman's now got past the number 15. Tom Hedger also quicker than the majority of 3 apart from Kenyon Washington. Hedger with a 58.65. Niklas Casarino also setting first best. Neuton out of the top 6 was the slowest body of 59.213. Now on lap number with 4 minutes and 15 seconds all to go plus an additional lap. Maximilian Pilch still leads. Kenyon Washington now behind, and he's in slipstream of his teammate Gabriel Hoffman. Not close enough as Hoffman closes on Pilch, heading into turn number 3, and is going to get a good run to the corner. Will he go for the lead through turn 4? Not this time around. As Casao is behind Tom Hedger, but has Noah Janssen still behind for company in the number 30. Olli Glan, Marlon Di Salvo, Sander Klugel, Matthias Schulte, Maxika, now up into 11th position, having recovered a little bit in the earlier altercation that he was on the receiving end of. Ahead of Christos Matos and Leopold Jouk in the number 13 from Wackersdorf. But everything's starting to type a little bit further towards the front of the field. As Maximilian Pilch had just under a 1/8 second lead, and starting to close as they come out of the final. Washington, Hedger, Casarino, Janssen, Olli Glan, they were covered by 1.73 seconds between the top 7 positions, and it looks to be getting closer than that still. As Hoffman closing on Pilch, going into turn 6. Washington trying to battle away with Hedger with the number 14, originally from USA in Virginia, now in place. This is very, very interesting how well composed keeping it is now. Washington has Hedge the inside, the 88 gets through on turn 11. Casarino very in this still, but Washington still trying his level best to get back up into 3rd place. But if Casarino has something to say, he most definitely will. They come through the final couple of corners. Pilch still has Hoffman still behind. Lap 7 complete, just over 2 minutes and 5 to go. Hedger being pressurised once again, this time though Washington now putting the boot on the other, as it were. But now Casarino's up the inside of the number 14 through to 4, but Washington powers through round the outside. Janssen gets pounced on by Olli Glan, who goes up the inside, but that really not help at all. More specifically, that compromised Olli Glan, and I think Marlon Di Salvo, 23, has just gotten past. for 7th position. So Oleg, up until that point, he tried to go up the inside of Noah Janssen, who rounds out the top 6, but the thing really was in his favour, unfortunately. For the top 4. Now look at the top 6. This is getting really tight now with 1 minute and 40. Top 6 now out of the final corner. Look at the top 9. Gabriel Hoffmann waiting for that opportunity to strike, to get past Maximilian for the lead. Through into turn 4, that great amount of braking, late braking there by Reja. Washington, Casino, Janssen round out the top 6 side by side. Oh, between Malakos and Schuh, they come together, but they manage to keep away with it as the number 23 of Marlon Di Salvo just gets completely compromised. And that was battling away with Ollie Glan, who manages to get past for 7th position. But the top 6, very much line astern. I mean, Janssen slightly dropping off going through turn 11, but you cannot really pick a winner at this moment. 21 seconds on the main, plus an additional lap. So they should get the lap board next time around. So Hoffmann, Reja, Washington, Casahino and Janssen all covered by 1.107 seconds as Reja goes up the inside to go through Hoffmann for 2nd position through turn 4. Pushes him wide. Oh, that allows Casahino to pounce. Washington also through up the inside. Is he going to try and go through on Reja? He does. Well, no, it's not him. Hoffmann. As they're all scrambled over each other. It's nearly 3 wide. If that was 3 wide turn 8, I think my heart would have been in my mouth just then. But that has allowed Maximilian Pillage the getaway needed. As Washington now up into 2nd ahead of Casahino. Hoffmann now down in 4th place. Reja, Noah Janssen isn't out of this by stretch of the imagination. We will now go the final lap. Very poorly, but it is all elbows out right about now between 2nd to 5th position. Make that 6th position as we get the last lap board. Pillage now to lead over Kenyan Washington. Oh, side by side round the outside goes Gabriel Hoffmann on Niklas Casahino, who keeps it planted, trying to keep up the inside. Hoffmann towards the outside of turn 4. Casahino has to respond. Oh my goodness me, this is not what you want on the full lap. Teammates battling between each other. Hoffmann gets up the inside of Washington through turn 6 P2. Reja up in 4th place. Noah Janssen isn't out of the battle for what could be the 2nd position at the end of this. Is looking towards the inside. 4th place is going to go for the move. Oh, switchbacks are plenty through turn 11. And in many respects, the person benefited out of that one is going to be Gabriel Hoffmann. Reja going side by side. That could be with Kenyan Washington. The checkered flag now prepared. Maximilian Pillage take the checkered flag and win the 2nd Max race. And he punches the fist in the air. Hoffmann taken. Casahino takes 3rd. Reja beats Kenyan Washington to finish line and to 4th place by 26 thousandths of a second. Noah Janssen in 6th. Ollie Glan 7th ahead of Alexander Klugel. Di Salvo, Mathilde Schulte is at the top 10. Maxime Becker would cover only as high as 11th at the end of that race ahead of Jos Malakos. And Leopold Joux at the 13 that completed 11 laps.